Hi all, now we are going to study what are the components of the computer is. So in the previous lecture we have defined the computer as an electronic device which accepts data and processes it to give solutions to the user. So in this definition I'm going to take three important parts. The first one is the accepting the data, second one processing the data which is accepted by the computer, and third one the solution to the user. So for these parts, based on these parts, we have different components in the computer. So mainly a computer system contains four components. First component is the input unit, or we call it as input devices. Second one is the central processing unit, or we call it as CPU. Third one is the output device or the output unit. And also there is one more unit that is called as memory unit. First we'll go to the input unit. So before going to the input unit, we should know what exactly an input is. Input is any information that is given to the machine or the computer system. Any data that you provide to the computer to do some processing, we call that as an input. So to provide the inputs to the computer, there are hardwares to do that. So the hardware component used to give input, we call it as input unit. In computers, the input unit device or the input devices are keyboards, mouse, trackball. All these things that you see on the screen are called as input devices. Next, we'll see what an output unit is. Once you provide the information to the computer will do some processing and it will give a solution. That solution should be given to the user, or it should be shown to the user. To show those solutions to the user, we go for something called as output unit. So output units that you commonly see on a computer is the monitor. That is, whatever you give for processing, the output will be seen on the processor. And there are some other output devices like printers, speakers, projectors. All these are output devices. Another component that we have in the computer is a central processing unit, and that is the brain of the computer. That is, it it do all the processing that is needed. For example, if you want to add two numbers, there should be a person to do this process. So in computer system we have central processing unit which is going to do the processing part. So there are mainly two parts inside the central processing unit. The first part is the ALU, or we call it as arithmetic logic unit, and it does all the arithmetic and logical operations that is to be done. Second part is the control unit. Control unit, what it does is it controls the flow of data from different components. For example, data that you have given to the computer should be given to the CPU for processing. That will be controlled by the controls unit. And also control unit collects information from the memory. So when you talk about memory unit, it is called as the storage space. Whatever the data that you have provided to the computer, it should be stored somewhere. So we store those in memory. So in your computer there are two types of memories, that is primary memory and secondary memory. So the memory unit will be explained in the next lecture, because we have more things that has to be understood inside the memory unit. So we'll be seeing that in the next lecture. Thank you.